Good afternoon, ladies and gents. Welcome to those who have just popped in to the live stream. Just while the simulation, while Microsoft Flight Simulator is setting up, I'll just go through some quick flight planning. To cut to the quick, today we're flying from Exeter over to Brighton. We're doing VFR in the A2A Simulations Comanche 250. I've done more IFR than VFR recently, so it's high time that I jump in and do some VFR. Now, we currently don't have any ATC. We could potentially pop up to Cardiff. I think we could pop up to Cardiff for a touch and go and then come down again, because that gives us some ATC to have fun with. So what I'm actually going to do is, instead of, I'm actually just going to change this. Instead of go via the south coast, from Exeter I go northbound using the Cullompton VRP, and then the Clatsworthy Reservoir, and then Watchlet Harbour, and then touch and go at Cardiff. Let's do that. Add that to the flight plan. And then, so actually no, Cardiff needs to be down here like so. Nope. Oh, right, it's loading up. No, I need to be down by the Clatsworth Reservoir. What? Watchlet Harbour. Oh, it's why is it up there? Cullompton, that should be the first. There you go. Okay, it's just a bit screwed up. And then we go Reservoir, which is that. There you go, I think. And then the Watchlet Harbour. The Watchlet Harbour should... There you go. Right. So from Exeter we go this VRP, this VRP, this VRP on the coast, and then up to Cardiff. And then exiting Cardiff, we could go from Cardiff. We do a touch and go at Cardiff, and then we come out via the lighthouse, I'd say. Yeah. Well, the thing is I don't... this is the thing. I don't actually want to screw around with the Bristol airspace. So let's go out via the Cardiff docks. And then we go the M5 Avon Bridge. And then from there we go... we could go Chippenham. Bath Racecourse. We'll go Bath Racecourse. That's cutting it a bit close to the ILS for Bristol, but we'll just have to dodge around any traffic if we see it in the area. And then from the Chippenham Racecourse, we could go... let's choose... Actually, that's a bit crazy, though. But then... all of this will be on Unicom, unless anyone joins in. So, hello, Eleanor, good to see you. We're just doing some flight planning. Yeah, let's do that. From the... let's just open this up so we can see from the Bath Racecourse. We need Southampton. Maybe Southampton VOR is actually probably the best way to come in. Not use the Needles Lighthouse because that's just too far south at this point. Yeah, okay. Probably the best way to come in. And then from there, of course, Bembridge. We kick off Bembridge from the race, there you go, Bembridge. So Southampton, and then to the Littlehampton VRP inbound to Shoreham. So it is a VFR. It is a VFR flight plan. We will just be using one VOR as an aid for that long leg from Bath Racecourse inbound to. That's going to be a bit of a weird. That's going to be a bit of a weird thing for VATSIM to process that on my. That's the way I want to do it, though. And if you want to fly VFR on VATSIM, then that's what we're going to do. Greetings, hey, Sean Sonamek, good to see you. We're just going to be doing some flying down from Exeter. They're going to do a touch and go in Cardiff, and then we're going to dog leg around down to the south coast again to Shoreham, so around the south coast of England. It's going to be kind of a cross-country VFR flight in the Comanche 250, and we've got a new app today that I'm testing out called RealTurb Cat Areas Global for MSFS version 2 connected to MSFS. I just got it. I just looked it up. Just thought, you know what, sounds fun for a VFR flight down low. We might get some cool feels from that. So I thought I'd test that out today. And it's kind of weird. This is probably the last live stream I'm going to do in Microsoft Flight Sim before Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 launches on Tuesday afternoon, which is going to be crazy. And I hear that A2A Simulation's Comanche 250 will be practically ready to fly on launch. And then they will probably bring some sort of an update later down the line that fully utilizes all of the MSFS 2024 gizmos that we're going to get. So that's good to know that at least on launch of 2024, I will be able to fly a high fidelity, if you would like the term, study level GA aircraft on the 2024 platform, which I'm really looking forward to, versus just starting a new simulator with default aircraft. Having said that, the default aircraft on the whole in 2024 appear to be a vast improvement on the default aircraft of any previous sim. So the tail number, Golf Lima India Foxtrot Romeo, is our aircraft. Make sure that we've synced up our time. Make sure that, and we have to do this all the time, I have to reset that because it defaults to the runway. So we're on the gate. Let's hit fly. And we will get everything sorted. Hope everyone is doing well in the stream. Hope the audio levels are correct. If the audio levels for any reason are weird or not correct, please let me know, and I'm happy to tweak them. My tape up at the top says NA, 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 NA. Not available. So why is that? It should have... Maybe once the sim loads, it should load up that information, or else Fly Live Studio just broke. Look at that beautiful DC-3. Kind of a shame that Airplane Heaven was the only one with balls to produce a DC-3 for this simulation. You know, you kind of wish that. No, Fly Live Studios just pooped on me. Yep, none of it up at the top is working. It's because I loaded the sim, closed the sim, and then reloaded the sim again. If I just bring up... Oh, no, did it just exit? Oh, no, that's what it did. It just exited. And it won't... Yeah, there you go. EGTE, and EGKA. Golf, Lima, India, Fox, Romeo. Okay. Oh, no, it has. Okay, thankfully. Yep, it has just updated there. So that's fine. Stream is 5 by 5. Thank you. Good to know. Okay, so we're in the Comanche 250. I kind of went a bit crazy with the Comanche. I actually did a round the world flight with this thing, and I got back to Exeter, and then I just parked it up, and I haven't touched it in a while because there's been other aircraft, and I just kind of burnt out on the Comanche, to be fair. And to be honest, when GA is concerned, where GA is concerned, I always have to reload Volanta twice for some weird reason, because it never works the first time. It always... Anyway. The life of a flight simmer. So when GA is concerned, Piper has never really been my thing. I have to be honest. The autopilot system always has appeared a bit antiquated. I've never really thoroughly gotten into Piper. Cessna has been a lot more my thing when it comes to GA. The 172, the 182, they have been a lot more my thing back in the P3D days. So the fact that A2A launched the Comanche first, I wasn't 100% like happy about, but you know, I'm happy for anything from A2A, as are we all. That's the way that is. Anyway, let's just get set up. EGKA, Shoreham, Golf, Lima India Foxtrot Romeo. I have a feeling that VATSIM is going to throw a bit of a fit when it sees my flight plan. But we'll just see what we can do and have fun. Call sign Golf Lima India Foxtrot Romeo, and it's a PA24, I think. Yep, Piper PA24 set. Okay, so that's connecting up. With that connected, let's immediately go and sort out our flight plan, because that's going to be a bit of a pain, isn't it? Let's hit that button, and that will open up our VATSIM.net web page, which I have to be honest, I really don't like the way I don't like this input. Golf Lima India Foxtrot Romeo. Flight rules is going to be VFR. Aircraft type PA24. Wake is very light. Equipment. Let's put L, because we do have a GPS on board today. Departure is going to be again EGTE, and arrivals EGKA. Route. Now this is going to be the big issue here. Right. Let's just pull this up. So the route, VFR, EGTE, Columton, I went to a reservoir for a walk today. Watchet Harbour, EGFF, Cardiff Docks, M5, Avon Bridge, Bath Racecourse, Sam, and then EGKA. Right, that's good, Dad. Good luck. But this is logically, as far as I'm aware, what I should be doing. Other details, remarks, flying VFR using mainly VRPs. Yep. Oh no, okay, no, I've got to put in a few more things here. So transponder code, altitude is 2,500. Airspeed, I'm going to put in 100 knots. Cruise, en route time, let's see, that is 166 nautical miles. I'd say that's about, I'm going to put in 2 hours. 0200. Fuel endurance, I'm going to put 0250. Alternate is going to be, I'll put Southampton, not EHAM, that's EGHI. EGHI. There we go. Okay. Hopefully that will appease. No, it doesn't. Oh, off block time. Right. Okay. A million little data input things that I have to sort here. This is ridiculous. Off block time is going to be, okay, so it's 14:28 now. So let's say 14:40. Sounds like a good idea. What else do I need to do? Call sign must be alphanumeric. Oh, okay, it doesn't like the little dash there. Sweet. Flight plan has been filed. Whew. Right. I've always had a thing for the Cessna 337. Oh, yeah. My flight school has a Comanche, and I'm really keen to give it a go once I'm further into my license or finished with it. Nice, ET Studios. I mean, I don't knock it. Definitely, it is a long range. It is a long cruising beast of a small aircraft. This thing I've taken regularly on flights that are 6-7 hours long, upwards of 1,000 nautical mile legs on I've ferry flight across the Atlantic and stuff. It's a lot of fun. It's amazing that you could stay aloft in an aircraft like this for that length of time, but apparently you can. Anyway, without much further ado, let's get jumped into the air, because I know it's going to probably take a while. I'm just having a look at the ATIS. Not the ATIS, the METAR here at Exeter is looking good. We have a minimum VFR, no warnings, broken clouds, 11 Celsius, variable wind at 3 knots. The visibility is 10 plus. Ceiling is 2,800, QNH 1019. Like I say, variable winds. We don't really know where the wind is coming from, but thankfully it's not terribly much. The RealTurb app that I've got, I am curious to see how that's going to feel today. But the main deal is the broken ceilings are 2008. We are only cruising at 2005, so we're cruising low with and hopefully stick under most people's radars if any of the VATSIM ATC pops up. So we have Golf, Lima, India, Foxtrot, Romeo, which is a registration that I know off the top of my head in the middle of my sleep. No problems at all. So let's get jumped in now. Let's jump into a walk around. All sounds good on my end. Feels okay. So we've not added any fuel. There's a little bit of fuel in the tips. We shouldn't even need tip tanks today. And that looks perfectly clear. I've never yet found water in the fuel tanks, but hopefully one day I will, just because I'd like to have the immersion of that. Okay, it probably looks like we're sitting on about half full in the tanks there. Which probably means we could probably do this entire flight without having to refuel, but I don't know that I would want to do that. We'll just have to wait and see how much fuel we've got. That looks clear. Hello, Bearded Toad. Good to see you. Doing a VFR cross-country in the UK today on VATSIM, and that looks good. On either side, that looks clear. The prop looks good as well. Right, let's remove the... Let's have a look now. My oil... Yes. Yes. We're above 9 quarts, so we're okay on the amount. Actually, you know what? I'm going to keep that. That's not the worst it could look. And for the... I always change the oil more than I probably should. Well, I don't know. Maybe I should replace it. Yeah, definitely got enough in the tanks for this flight today. What am I doing? I'm going to maintenance and I'm going to engine. So fuel, the oil level's good. I have to be honest. I haven't really let the oil get really filthy in my aircraft, so maybe I should leave it. I have a feeling I should leave it. I'm going to do that. Airframe, where do I remove the... I know where it is. It's like... Here it is, engine heater. Let's remove that engine heater. Can't take off with that still there. Now let's go back here. Yeah, okay, about half. Just over half. Remove the chock. Remove the tie down. Let's go over to, let's get the battery and let's get the pitot heat turned on. And let's test the pitot heat. So it's cold. It's cold. It's cold. And it's warming up. And it's hot. Okay. Pitot heat off and battery off. Let's leave it as is. Very good. The left wing light looks okay. So actually, I'm going to remove the residual tip. Actually, no, I'm not going to remove it. Because in real life, you wouldn't really remove fuel. And where would you store it once you'd removed it? So I'm going to leave it. Even though there's only a little in the tip tanks, I'm going to leave the fuel in the tip tanks for the next time. And I'll just leave it there. And then the next time I fill the tip tanks... that's fine. What's that dark patch? It's weird. Feels okay. Feels okay. That's clear as well. For this flight today, let's bring... You know what? Screw it. Let's just bring it all. Okay, and back in. So now we're back in. Fuel and payload. Let's just have 2 people. Excuse me. And so we've got 21 gallons on either side with a gallon in the tips, which we are happy with. Okay, and we have the fuel tanks are on mains. So let's go and have a look at the checklist. So the before starting engine, the pre-flight's been completed, passengers have been briefed, seatbelts have been are secure, control lock has been removed, parking brake has been set. Hello, why is the parking brake not working? Oh, so by the way, the button that I've been using on my joystick for years to change my view from internal to external has literally this afternoon just broken. So now when I press the button, I can't get back into the cockpit. I have to go up here to camera and hit cockpit, which is going to be really annoying today. Why does my parking brake not work? Ah! I need to push the brakes in. Is that new? I feel like that is that a new update or something? Don't remember having to do that before. So gear switch is down. Yes, it is. Flaps are up. Radios are off. Autopilot master is off. Avionics master is off. All electrical switches are off. Circuit breakers are all in. And rotating beacon. Well, we could turn the rotating beacon on, but what's that going to do? Because the electrics are off, dudes. I don't get it. I guess we could turn it on and leave it on. So, engine start checklist. So let's, we're on VATSIM. Let me just double check. We are in a Unicom. Actually, the Cardiff zone, actually, No, it's not quite covering us, but it's almost there. So pretty much on takeoff and departure, we could call up Cardiff approach pretty quickly. But as of the moment, we are in Unicom, so that's not a problem. So yeah, let's actually start up the electrics and get our headphones in. Let's crack the throttle. Those are cracked. Carb heat is out. Let's destroy my co-pilot's knee. Let's give ourselves three engine primes. Close that. And we're ready to shout clear prop. Clear prop. Make sure that the area is clear. And on we go with the old 1-2. Not that. Let's put the mags are on both. And we hit the start button. Almost caught there. There we go. Lean for ground operation. Close that up and let's start turning on things. Let's let the avionics initialize. And let me just bring the engine noise down so I can hear myself think. Exeter, my local airport. Oh, good to hear that. Good to hear some. There are some local Exeter folk in the chat. I like the Exeter airport. Right, so this is where we need to go to the fuel. No, the maintenance, I think. No, controls. No, fuel and payload. Or what am I saying? Update digital engine situation. There you go. So I update that, and it just updates that app. That's not app, lol. It updates that digital display with the correct fuel in the system. Okay, so there literally is no. I'm not going to put a flight plan in the GPS. I'm literally just going to use the GPS today as a situational awareness tool, as like a top-down situational awareness tool on a map. I'm actually not going to plot in. My next door neighbor's going crazy. I'm not going to plot myself a flight plan. The only VOR that I need is Southampton, which I can pull up on a little nav map. That's 113.35. In fact, I could just put that in standby now. 113.35 and enter. So that's in standby nav 1. I'm on Unicom 122.8, and the first frequency I'm going to need is, of course, blah 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 blah. Oh no, he's gone offline. No. Okay, I'll just do this whole thing on Unicom. Okay. Well, it'll be a good cross-country. No. Oh no, he's back up again. Okay, maybe that was just VATSIMradar.com having a little bit of a hiccup. Okay, so that's 125.855. 125.855. Enter. So he's in standby, and I'll tune him as soon as I take off. The runway heading. So the runway heading is going to be 26. We're going to go out on. So let's just make sure we've got a heading of 26, which is about there. 258, 9, 10. That's 256. Okay. With that being said, let's get the pitot heat on. Let's get the landing lights on. Let's get the fuel pump on. And we are ready for taxi, pretty much. Let's go back to our engine start. I did the whole engine start. Sorry, guys, dudes. And dudettes. Let's do the taxi primer. The primer has been locked. Yes, that should have been in, actually. I got that the wrong way around. I thought all the way out was off, but all the way in is off for the carb heat. Avionics Masters is on. The ammeter. Let's check that we've got amps. We have 22 to 23 solid amps. Radios are on. Transponder as required. It is currently off. Let's go. What is UK VFR squawk code? I think it's 121. Oh, it's 7,000. Yeah, 7,000. Okay, let's go 7,000. That always unnerves me because no. Yeah, 7,000. You see, it always unnerves me because I think in America it's 1,200. So I never know which is which. 7,000 always unnerves me because I think it's... I seem to remember in my mind I've got it confused with the international emergency, which is, I think, 7700. Yeah, US is 1,200. So I always get confused. But we're 7,000 because we're in the UK. So... that is that been done. Heading indicator has been set. Landing gear lamp is green. Nav lights as required. Parking brake released. Brakes test on initial roll. And we'll do the run up at the hold. We are going to taxi to hold at Charlie. Exeter traffic, Golf Lima India Foxtrot Romeo on the ground at Exeter. Going to taxi from the GA apron to holding point Charlie for runway 23. Exeter traffic. It was runway 23. 26. I should have said 26, but yeah. Okay, so the chocks are out. Again, yep, that button is sometimes working and sometimes not. There you go. That's going to be a pain all day long, but... sadly, moth and rust will destroy. Let's go parking brake off, and let's try not to take that guy out at the midriff on our taxi. Okay, we're going to swing round and come off the grass onto the taxiway here, and then take a left and follow around. And we have leaned for ground operations. And I have to say, is that where I'm supposed to be? Let's just try not to hit any of the cones. So basically, that technically should be, there shouldn't be any runway or taxiway edge marking lights there to let us off. And I feel like are they a little bit unrealistic because I would probably be taking them out with my wings? I don't know. Anyway, let's come down to 900 to 1,000 RPM. We have leaned for ground operations, and we're just taxiing along here. And I'm gonna try to stifle the urge to continually go to the external view because that button just doesn't work for me today. I could go like this. But I'm gonna try not to. Okay, so upon takeoff, it's a right-hand turnout, inbound to Colompton VRP, which sounds a bit weird, but Colompton. So we're going to be about 1,000 feet. About 1,000 feet AGL, which is 1,100 feet barometric. We'll take a right-hand turn due about 010 to track into Colompton. So let's just come to a stop here and do a run-up. Let's just on the brakes. Let's do a run-up checklist. Position into wind. The wind is pretty variable, so I'm not going to worry about that. Fuel jettison. Oh dear, that doesn't sound good. Right, so the run-up checklist. Brakes are hold. Fuel quantities checked. We are good on both tanks. Mixture as required. Let's go full rich, and let's go throttle 2,000 RPM. Like so. Engine instruments check. So we need... oh, what was that? Okay, hang on. Oil pressure. Oil pressure's in the green. Oil temperature is good. Ammeter is still good. Vacuum Gyro suction is 4.4, which is fine. Cylinder head temperatures are in the green. And EGT is also satisfactory. Mags, let's do the mag check. Let's go onto the right mag. And we see a slight drop in RPM, 1850. And back to both, we should be up to almost 1950. So that's about 90. Yeah, that's 100 RPM drop, which is expected. Let's go on to the other mag. And slightly more of a drop on the mag, which shows that the right mag is probably weaker than the left mag, but only by a little amount. Back to both. That's fine. And then let's cycle the prop a couple of times. So reduce... that was okay. Let's go back up. Let's just make sure no one's around at the moment to get in our way. Let's do another cycle. That was fine. Let's just do one more. Go back up to full, and then let's tailor the engine to 1800, 15, 16, 17, 18, and check that everything's steady. Oh no, I think it was hold the power at 2000 and then reduce the propeller until you hit 1800, and check everything's steady at 1800, like so. Yeah, everything's steady. I'm happy with that. Okay. So that is, oh, carb heat. Let's just check the carb heat. Let's go back up to 2000. Yep, you can hear that laboring the engine. Dropped down to 1850. Back up to 2000. So that all works very well. Okay, before takeoff, controls free and correct, which they are. Let's actually just go back on the, so I don't have to keep holding the brakes. And I'm not going to go on the outside view to try and look at the rudder, but the rudder is fine. The door is latched, flaps as required, fuel selectors are on the desired tanks. Fuel pump is on, mixture is full rich, prop is full forward, carb heat is off, engine gauges have been checked, they are still all good. Pitot heat is as required, that's on for today. Let's get the strobe on soon. Strobes, yeah, let's go strobes on, and landing lights are on as well. So takeoff checklist, okay. So let's go. Exeter traffic, Golf Lima India Foxtrot Romeo is taking off runway 26. This will be a northbound departure VFR. Exeter traffic. Okay, so let's go brakes off. Let's roll over the threshold. And so throttle will be full open. We call airspeed alive, engine gauges check, rotated 85, and positive climb verify before gear up and flaps up, and the airspeed VY is 105, and emergency landing area verify. Okay, well we'll get to that point when we get to it. Okay, so let's go smoothly up to... Okay, power set, airspeed alive, and my engine is okay, and we're already off the ground actually. So let's just hold the nose there. Let's get the gear up. So I'm just controlling. I'm just got pressure on the controls to keep that smooth. Now let's go flaps up. Now that we are positive rate. And I would normally go to an external view to have a look at what's going on, but we're not going to do that because my thing is screwed. Now I'm just going to trim a little bit just to relieve my pressure on the yoke, on the stick. And now I'm going to come down to, I'm going to go 24 squared, which is a 24-24. So manifold pressure 24 and RPM 24. That's a good climb power setting. So it's 24-24 roughly, and we'll climb out about 750, and we're waiting for that. There's 1100 feet. There's 1100 AGL. Oh, sorry, 1000 feet AGL. So let's take that right-hand turn now. And let's look for roughly 110 degrees inbound to Colompton VRP. While we do that, we could actually tune Bristol, because we'll be passing into his area of influence fairly quickly here. So let's roll wings level about 101. It's correction 010, not the other way around. And we've got some we've got Rex Weather. No, not Rex Weather Force. Rex AccuSeason. That's what my brain was trying to say. Rex AccuSeason trees, which look very nice. Let's just trim a little bit more. Now, in order to help me here, I actually will, I think, bring the autopilot on just for heading hold. But of course I will be managing the altitudes. So let's go roughly 010, and let's go heading hold, set. And we also want to engage altitude hold at 2,500, which will happen very soon now. So the actual cruise, the cruise at 2,500 is a very slow cruise today, which is a lot of fun. It's going to be fun. We might go into some IFR actually, as I'm already seeing, but let's engage altitude hold at about there. Altitude hold is on. And already I feel actually that's a very fast. Now, actually in front of the nose should be, I believe that right there is our VRP. We already need downwards. Let's not actually do. Let's do 2024, because that's, yeah, in honor of 2024 coming out soon. Let's turn to the right here, because the VRP, I believe, is this right here. Yeah, that's the VRP is the town right to the north here. We'll pass that, and then we'll go straight north to Clatworthy Reservoir. Sorry, I haven't looked at. No, he has literally gone offline. Wow. Okay, if he's gone offline, sadly, we've got literally no ATC today until someone else comes online. But there we go. We're doing everything by the book. So, okay, so now we're at the VRP. Let's go due north, which is going to take us to. That's about due north, which would take us about 13 nautical miles up to the Clatworthy Reservoir. And let me just pull up chat. This is way more my daily walk around checks on my trucks. This way more. Oh, this is way more than my daily walk around checks on my trucks and buses. Yeah, well, and the walk around that I did was very shabby in comparison with a real life walk around. So, oh, that's annoying. That's annoying that the. Let's get the fuel pump off. Let's get the landing lights off. Let's go the climb. Let's go the cruise checklist. Actually, let's go climb. Fuel pump is off at 1,000 feet AGL. The power has been reduced. Check the cylinder head temperature. Is holding okay. Mixture has been leaned on. Well, I'll lean that now. Let's just lean that back. Let's go 14 gallons an hour. No. Let's go 12 gallons an hour. That's okay for an altitude like this, maybe. Let's go to the cruise checklist. Throttle has been set, prop has been set, mixture is leaned as required, fuel pump verified has been off. Fuel pressure, check the fuel pressure. is in the green and holding, and the engine gauges check. Oil temperature still in the green, and the pressure still in the green, and the amps are still flowing as amps should. And that's all we need until we get to the approach checklist. Thankfully, it looks like that cloud up ahead is thinning, so even though we fly through it, we should have visual with the ground at all times. And we're just chilling. We can see the coast up ahead, actually, so I believe that little inlet just there off my 1 o'clock, that V shape in the terrain is the Watch at Harbour VRP. So we're essentially looking to pick out the reservoir, fly overhead the reservoir, and then fly out to the harbour. And then from the harbour, it's due north to Cardiff. So, and when we get to Cardiff, we'll basically just jump into a VFR circuit and do a touch and go, and then exit the circuit to the next VRP and then onwards. So, sad there's no ATC. But then if I wait for ATC in places I want to fly as a GA aircraft, I'll never get anything done. I hardly ever get anything done on my channel, as you know, so apologies. But here we are. So if there is any ATC that pops up and while I'm in the air, thankfully I'll let you know and we'll tune them. So anyway, let's see. Now we should be seeing. It's not here. I think it's up in these hills. Should see it soon. Hopefully the live stream is running smoothly. I have a new internet connection now, so we shouldn't have any issues with dropped frames or a stuttery playback. I have more than enough bandwidth to throw you up 60 frames a second at 1440p. So anyway. Actually, lol, I did not turn on my transponder. But then no ATC is around to shout at me, so there we go. Yeah, so really looking forward to flying this aircraft in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. I have said in the past that I was not bothered to pick it up. Let's just neutralize my gear. I was not bothered to pick it up straight away. Newsflash, I pre-ordered it anyway, so there we go. So I will be flying it probably Wednesday. I know it's going to be downloading on Tuesday evening for me, or Tuesday afternoon, 4 p.m. local, in the UK time band. But I'm playing D&D on Tuesday night, so that comes first. So I'm going to be probably trying to live stream Wednesday evening. At the earliest, that should be the earliest. So maybe if you were wanting to jump back and watch my first live stream in 2024, that potentially at the earliest should be Wednesday evening. The first things I want to check out is water physics. I want to check out and compare how water physics are in the new sim versus this sim, because water physics in this sim are terrible. And there's the reservoir there. So from the reservoir, it's literally like it's 6.5 nautical miles to the harbour, which is just off my 1 o'clock. Going through a bit of a cloud. This is not really VFR, I must admit. I must actually admit. Let's call this milky, shall we? There's my reservoir, and then the VRP is just there. So I'm just going to make a little bit of a turn to the right, not a huge one because I know I've got a 17-knot crosswind from the left, which is going to push me in that direction anyway. So that's not a big deal for me. So I'm going to enter Exeter on a left base for runway 30 for a touch and go. That is my plan, and I'm on Unicom, so no one can tell me not to. What do we have inbound to Exeter? Sorry, Cardiff. Nothing currently that's going to get in my way. We have an aircraft on the Oh goodness me. We have an aircraft outbound, a Thompson 737 going from Cardiff to Tenerife, which might be taxing by the time we get over there. We'll see. But we'll just be doing one touch and go. We will be, and then exiting the pattern northbound. Exiting the pattern northbound and turning east onto the Cardiff docks VRP, which is to the east of Cardiff. So we'll be coming along, turning left into the final touch and go, and then turning out again to the Cardiff docks. A big S pattern, basically. This thing feels like a little rocket when you're doing a low VFR cruise at 2,500. But I'm really down here. The 20 knot crosswind. I want to feel the turbulence. This little app that I've got, RealTurb. I haven't managed to open it up. Oh, settings. Oh, there you go. I haven't been at. Okay, turbulence scaler. 100. So everything's at standard settings. Save and reload, I guess. We'll see what that does. It's kind of hard sometimes to know one way or the other what's going to change, but I think for the big jets it will definitely feel. There's the harbour just off my nose. I can see the harbour wall there. So we're literally passing right over the VRP. So we will go Cardiff traffic. Cardiff traffic, Golf Lima India Foxtrot Romeo is entering the airspace from the south from the Watchet Harbour VRP, 2,500 feet. We'll enter a left base for runway 30 touch and go at Cardiff Airport, Golf Lima India Foxtrot Romeo. Okay, so let's turn left and come about 5-10 degrees left of north because we've got that 21 knot crosswind now. And then as we get closer into the actually, let's do an overhead join. Maybe we should do an overhead join. Yeah. This is the thing though. Which is the active circuit side at Cardiff? I don't actually know. We're a little bit. Let's just keep that heading about there. I don't know what the active circuit side is. If we are on the active side, if we're on the live side or the dead side, because that is pretty important to know. If I go Cardiff airport VFR join. Nats UK. No, that's not really helping me. I'll get to use it on my wife's Games Pass. Oh, hello. I've missed some chat here. Echo Golf Tango Echo, please activate your transponder. Yes, thank you. I've changed jobs, so waiting for first paycheck. Lol. Oh, nice. You are dead side, I believe. Active runway should be 30 and it's right-hand circuit, if I recall correctly. Thank you very much, ET Studios. That is very helpful. So I am going to assume that I'm approaching the airfield from the dead side. Which if which means I can't descend dead side. Let me see. Best thing for me to do is just join a left-hand base, actually. So I'm gonna come in overhead the threshold. Yes, I know what to do. I fly overhead the threshold at right angles over the active side. I take a 180 degrees and I come back, and then I descend dead side, and then I come down and I join. Yeah, I come overhead, take a left-hand turn, 180. I come back over the runway, and then on the dead side, which is this side, I descend down to 1,000 feet AGL, and then I do my own left-hand downwind, left-hand base, and then join. Right, okay. So I can make a call. Cardiff traffic, Golf Lima India Foxtrot Romeo is 2,500 feet, approaching from the south for an overhead join, runway 30. Cardiff traffic, Golf Lima India Foxtrot Romeo is entering from the south, 2,500 feet to VFR. We'll do an overhead join intending runway 30 touch and go, Golf Lima India Foxtrot Romeo. Something like that. Okay, so let's get my feet on the rudder pedals and pop off the autopilot, and let's just so there's the runway threshold. I have visual on, so let's go down to 2,000 feet at least. Let's just pull out the power, and let's go down to, that's 19 knot crosswind. Wow. Okay, let's hold 2,000 for the moment. There is no one coming in on the approach, which is fine, and there's no one in the VFR circuit anyway, so I'm not really. Cardiff traffic, Golf Lima India Foxtrot Romeo is overhead threshold 30. Will turn dead side for my descent into the circuit. Cardiff traffic. Okay, there's the power has come out. Let's go full mixture and full prop. And let's now take my left-hand turn. Let's make that a rate 1 turn. And let's hold 2,000 feet. And then come dead side before I begin my descent down to 1,000 feet AGL. Let's get the Cardiff barometric pressure by hitting the B key. Beautiful vision of the circuit. If there were any VFR traffic in the circuit, I would be able to hear them on the frequency, and I'd be able to make visual reference with them from this altitude, because at 2,000 feet I'm above the circuit, and I'm able to come over the head, the active circuit like this, and then as soon as I pass over this threshold, I know I'm back on the dead side and I can begin my descent. Cardiff traffic, Golf Lima India Foxtrot Romeo is descending dead side. Okay, let's begin my descent. Let's pull the power back out. Remember, I've got to worry about, well, I'm about 9 degrees ambient outside temperature, so I don't really need to worry about carb icing. I hope, he says. So descending down to 1,000 feet AGL, and let's make that turn now. Let's get lights on. Let's get landing lights and pump on. And there we go. So that's left downwind.
Lot of traffic, Golf Oscar Sierra Kilo Yankee is a Charlie 150, taxi Holly Hotel for 30, but we'll be waiting for the arriving traffic to do their touch and go before departing.
Cardiff traffic, Golf Lima India Foxtrot Romeo is turning left base, runway 30, touch and go, Cardiff traffic. Okay. There we go. And I am now in the band where I can put the first notch of flaps, speed-wise. So now I'm just trimming and maintaining. That's about I say about 1,000 feet AGL, but you know, let's turn. Cardiff traffic, Golf Lima India Foxtrot Romeo is turning final runway 30, touch and go, Cardiff traffic. Let's get the old gears coming down, and I'm not gonna worry too much about speeds and stuff because I'm not gonna be decelerating horrendously. I'll just keep one notch of flaps, and it's just gonna be a nice skim, and off we go again. So above the pappies, but again, like I say, I'm not too worried about my touchdown zone. It's a quiet day at Cardiff. The ATC controller logged off because he thought, nothing's going on. I've got better things to do with my Saturday. There's what I see is a strobe off my 11 o'clock, but that's not an aircraft, I think. Okay, here we go. This is going to be a fast touchdown, but I don't want to throw it down because there you go, it's quite fast. There's the touch. There's another touch. It's a little bit of a bounce. Right. And off we go. And that's positive rate. Gear coming up again. You see how the lights in the cockpit dim when I engage the gear up. That's because the electric motor that's doing the gear up motion.
Traffic, Golf Oscar Sierra Kilo Yankee is lining up 30 behind the departing for a right-hand circuit, remaining in the service. Cardiff traffic.
There was traffic. Oh, screw that! I missed it. There was traffic. I didn't see it. I thought that was the 737 calling. Cardiff traffic, Golf Lima India Foxtrot Romeo is turning right to exit the circuit, and we'll head towards the Cardiff Docks VRP. Cardiff traffic. Okay, so pulling back again, 24 on the prop, and let's go 21. Let's go about 21 on the manifold because we've got a ton of. Actually, let's just turn right angles to that runway. Actually, well, we've just got a ton of power in this thing, so let's not worry too much about that. Flaps are up, gear are up, and let's take that fuel pump off again because we're 1,000 feet AGL.
Traffic, Golf Oscar Sierra Kilo Yankee is departing 30, right-hand turnout for right-hand circuits, 1,500. I have the traffic inside Cardiff traffic.
Okay, he's turning. Actually, I'm going to stay down at 1,500 feet because of the layer to keep VFR, so. Yeah, that's nice. There was a little Cessna there that was 172. So, okay, so I see the Cardiff Docks off to my 12 o'clock there, so I'm just going to hold that. And I'm just going to trim. I'm not going to put on the autopilot yet. Sadly, we missed him. Yeah, there you go. I thought I did see a strobe, and when I heard the frequency call, I thought the frequency call was the 737. Why? Okay, let's just stick to 21 inches on the manifold. I'm drifting higher. I don't want to, but I am. We'll stick down at 1,500 feet until we have some sort of better until we have some sort of better until we have some better visibility here. Oh, it is lovely to hear other GA communications on frequency. Even though we didn't have ATC, we at least had some sort of... that was a 152, I believe, doing circuits. So, may he be blessed in what he does. Well done, sir. Right, that touchdown was 87 feet per minute touchdown rate. So let's not overspeed. Cardiff traffic, Golf Lima India Foxtrot Romeo is leaving the zone via the Cardiff Docks VRP 1,500 feet.
And Cardiff traffic, Golf Oscar Sierra Kilo Yankee is right downwind for 30 for a touch and go. Enjoy your flight, Golf Foxtrot Romeo. Cardiff traffic.
Thank you very much. You too. Good afternoon.
See ya.
Stadium over there. Okay, so we're at the VRP, and we'll take a right-hand turn, and it's about 0.084 on the bearing. We have a tailwind now, so that's a pretty foreboding-looking bank of cloud up ahead as well. I am going to turn the autopilot back on for this bit, I think. Let's just sync up my heading. My heading is about due east, and I want to stay down at 1,500 feet because the weather down here, up there, is just not conducive for VFR, and I would like to stay as VFR as I possibly can for this trip today. So let's sit about there. Let's turn on the thingy, and let's turn on that thingy there. Okay, so the autopilot is engaged again, and if I bring over a little nav map, you can see what I did there. I came inbound, I came over the 30 threshold, I turned dead side, descended down into a final, and then exited. And there's the 152 doing his very, very short circuits, but then it's a 152. So, and I need to turn left slightly. Now, I can't actually see M5 Avon Bridge VRP. Actually, we're passing over Porter's Head, which is a place I shot a wedding at recently. So that'll be nice to see it in the sim. Anyway, let me just catch up on chat. You are dead side, I believe, active. Okay, no one said anything else in chat recently. Okay. So that all seemed to go well. That guy in the 152 is called Carl Roberts. Goski is the frequency of the registration that he was flying. We have Gatwick Director on, so when we get down to Shoreham, we will.
Cardiff traffic, Golf Oscar Sierra Kilo Yankee, short final 30 per touch and go. Cardiff traffic.
We will probably see a little bit more traffic down in that direction, but not a huge amount, really, to be honest. It's just a quiet VFR jaunt around MSFS 2020 on a November day. Nothing crazy. But it's good to get back into some VFR GA again. It's been a long time. There's been a couple of vintage things that have come out recently that have really kind of taken me away from the GA scene. the 727, flying the F-28, trying to fly the F-28 shared cockpit. I recorded a whole other F-28 video the other day, trying to do a non-precision approach into Norwich, and it kind of worked, but it kind of didn't, and I feel like I should reshoot it. So I'm going to reshoot that one. But really, as soon as MSFS 2024 comes along, I'm going to really be looking at trying to install my high fidelity add-ons that I enjoy flying, and flying them. So, but I will probably be delving into some of the default aircraft, because a lot of the default aircraft are third-party devs who have sold their add-on to Asobo or Microsoft, and they have made it a default aircraft. So things like the Aerosoft Twin Otter is now a default aircraft in 2024. So there are a lot more higher quality default aircraft in 2024 on release than there typically would be with a Microsoft Flight Simulator release in past history. So I will be testing, I will be flying and comparing the default Aerosoft Twin Otter in 2024 with the dedicated Aerosoft Twin Otter in 2020 in P3D. I've seen some of the visuals from it in one of the latest Microsoft dev blogs. Looks like the texturing, they've refreshed the texturing, maybe made it look a bit cleaner inside, which I don't know. We'll have to see, like for like, what's going on there. And a number of the other aircraft are you know, like the Beaver. That's what I was trying to say. The Beaver is Milviz, the Milviz Beaver. Yeah, so there you go. There's the Severn Bridge, and there is Portishead. I was actually doing some wedding photography right on the edge point. That building there is actually a swimming pool, and right on that spit of land there, I was doing some photography back in the summer. So that was fun. Anyway, so the M5 Avon Bridge is up ahead. I believe it's right there. And in fact, that's what I passed over on that day when I was driving away from that location. So from this point, I will then turn to the right over towards the Bath Racecourse. So from this point, it is a right-hand turn to a rough heading of 112. So let's turn that now. That's 113. Let's go a little bit further because I know there's going to be a tailwind. I've not really experienced any turbulence that's different than I would have felt before this new little app. So maybe I need more testing. But with a 14, maybe it's just very smooth airflow. Maybe it's not very turbulent air. Maybe the wind. It's a 13 knot tailwind right now, and maybe it's just smooth air that I'm flying in. I don't know. But I should also be getting terrain-induced turbulence with this, so I would have thought flying down at 1,500 feet, I would have gotten something, but we'll see. Anyway, so now that we're heading in towards the Bath Racecourse, which is up on the promontory, I remember, because I used the Bath Racecourse VRP before. I'm going to climb up to 2,500, so another 1,000 feet, because the visibility is getting better. Goodness me, and look, it's already evening time at 3:30 in the afternoon, I guess. It's about an hour before sunset. Right, we're gonna continue that climb up to 2,500. Yeah, 18 knot tailwind. Yeah. And I've got an EasyJet actually up my backside, actually. There he is. I see him at 12,000 feet. Don't know where he's going, but we'll find out in a moment. He is descending. I think he's descending down into... Is he descending down into Bristol? I don't know. Anyway, we're going to be at 2,500. Actually, that's not very helpful. Let's go and just use the traffic. There you go.
Traffic Golf Oscar Sierra
he's still that's the C-170, C-152 at Cardiff still. Let's just level out at about 2,500. Let's hit the altitude hold, and he is right there now. He's coming down through 9,000 feet. And he's not on my TCAS, which is probably because he's literally 8,000 feet above me. Oh, he's turning left, it looks like, so... Anyway, let's go and see... let's have a look. Can't beat the good old A2A. No, you can't, Matic. Good to see you. You really can't. Let's actually go and have a look at the external. Oh, beautiful. Look at the trees, guys. Oh, stunning. Let's take a little screenshot. There you go. Now, yeah, that button just doesn't work anymore, does it? I think I need to do some some joystick. If you guys see, I'm actually going to lift it up. This is what I've been using for easily 7-8 years. I've done zero maintenance to it, and
traffic EC 3 towing right hand 27.
Oops, sorry. There we go. What am I needing? Down trim. Okay. So I know the race course is actually genuinely probably right here. I know it's on the head of this promontory. Yes, there it is, actually. There's the race course. There it is, right there. I remember that in my C-172 video. There's the Bath race course. So, we're at the Bath race course. It's a right-hand turn to Southampton now, which is about 125. So let's just come this way about like so. And this is the first time we're using a VOR, so let's tune... Oh, hello. Yeah, right ahead of me. Oh, hello, there he is. He descended quickly. That is the EasyJet coming in to... but I'm below him. What altitude is he? He's at 5,000 feet. I'm at 2,500. That's fine. That's fine. I'm still outside his area. Hello. Goodness me, see how fast he's going, even on approach. Right, okay. So let's tune the Southampton VOR, and let's go 125 on the course. That's 133, 129, 126, 125. There we go. And we need, if we go to map, let's go out of GPS to VLOC. There we go. And then go back to, what was I at? Traffic. There you go. So, yeah, we can see we're inbound to the VOR now. And what's the DME? Well, if we do 113.35 in nav 2 active, we can actually pull up 44.3 nautical miles to Southampton. There you go. So yeah, that all works well. Let's just pause track IR, and lovely sunset happening here. Hey Aqua Vital, good to see you. Glad to catch the stream. Hope all is good. Everything is good right now. I mean, there's no ATC, which is a bit sad, but then we're always in that situation, aren't we, on my channel? Let me have a look. So we did a touch and go at Cardiff, which was negative 87 feet per minute, which I'll take that. And we are now coming inbound to Southampton. So, correction, we're going to do a full touch and go. Blah, blah, blah. We could do a touch and go at Shoreham before a full stop. I'm not adverse to that. Why don't we do that? But we're coming overhead Southampton VOR as we're going into Shoreham. Sadly, we've not got ATC. Which there was ATC when I logged on, and then there wasn't. See, I'm still remembering the days of P3D when, even when you bought payware scenery to look at, it never looked as good as this does. And you get those people still today who, they want to say everything negative they possibly can about Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. There's nothing positive they will ever say about it, and you kind of get to know like certain people who just have nothing good to say about it, and they stick with P3D, and they swear that's the gold standard, and it's like, you know what, have at it. Like, I'm not gonna jump on that horse and start getting dramatic, but I have to say this looks great and it flies great. And let's be honest, most people in 2024 have a respectable internet connection where you can stream data. So, yeah. Completely, utterly disused World War II aerodrome with X's all over the runways. The south of England are littered with old World War II aerodromes that is just space that's now not used by any, but you know, sometimes you see them where like business parks have been built on them. Look at that. But look, to think that actually that's data, that's visual texture data that's pulled directly from Google or Bing or whatever it is I'm using right now. It's the default, whatever you call it. And that's just presented to us. That's not payware scenery at all. That's all in the sim. Looks beautiful. You know, I could go down and try and do it. I could do a touch and go on that disused runway, and it would look fine, and it would, you know, those, you know. So and the texturing of 2024 is only going to be better than 2020. So, and like the things like the trees. Look at this. I have a mod to make these trees look like they're autumnal trees. But in 2024 we will have full dynamic weather and seasonal textures for trees and everything. So 0 mods will be needed for that. That's one mod that I'll need less for 2024. There's a golf course there. There's just VFR things flying low and slow when you've got MSFS. Like, look at the details in the fields and stuff. This is all custom. This isn't like I used to have those Orbex regional packages, autogen scenery packages, regional scenery packages. I think England was split into the UK was split into England, Scotland, Ireland, Yeah, England, Scotland, Ireland, I think with a 3 for the UK, I seem to remember. We've got 31 nautical miles to go. Look, hey Peter, just started with a little nav map over Navigraph, love it. Can you load VFR sectors for one country only? All countries make it slow. I'm not quite sure what you're asking there. VFR into IMC coming up? Yeah, sorry mate. Yeah, this is just... I am actually kind of flying IMC, as in I'm on instruments. I'm 2,500 holding, and I'm on the radial. So I am actually... This this app that I've got, I have to be honest, I'm not really feeling anything different. Real Turb. Maybe I should bump these up. Cloud turbulence scalar. See if I bump that up. En route turbulence. If I bump them all up to 150%. Terrain minimums. I'll leave that at 200. Save and reload. Maybe I mean, coming into IFR now, maybe I'd start to feel more bumps. Yeah, I mean, there are a few bumps. Yeah, there's a few bumps. We're on a tailwind. There's no traffic around at the moment, so let's go back to that. Yeah, we're on a 12-knot tailwind at 2,500, so... Well, I mean airspaces. If I show airspaces, little nav map gets a little slow. Oh, I see. Wonder if I can show for one country and not the whole world. Oh, I see what you mean. I don't think there is that customizability in terms of visual. Look at that honeycomb of trails over those fields. Beautiful. Don't get that in P3D. Not unless you pay through the roof for that. Oh, up. Let's just tweak that up slightly. So we're 26.8 nautical miles on the radial into Southampton, and we are basically IMC. So at this point, we would be asking ATC to pick up, to close a VFR flight plan and open up an IFR flight plan, because we're basically going IMC. But since there is no ATC right now, we're just going to stay as is. I can trust my instruments to take me where I know I need to go, and I can still visually see the ground, if not like laterally very well. I can see the ground, and I know that there's no like Alps that I'm going to crash into. Got to go a bit further than this to get to that. So yeah, that's a shame. I know. You just have to tweak a little nav map to get the best performance out of it, based on what you want to display. So yeah, I find little nav map display refresh speed is much better than Plan G. If you've ever seen Plan G, I'll show you actually. So this is little nav map, and you can see, I mean, it's a little bit glitchy, but you know, I can zoom in, I can see what I need. It's a little bit glitchy, but if you think this is bad, open up Plan G, which is this app here. This is what I used before. I'm just going to pause track IR. This is what I used before I came across little nav map. And when you load up London, like the south of England, I mean, look how slow this is crunching. If I zoom in, I mean, it's not too bad right now, but to be honest, there I am, inbound Southampton. It's not too bad, but that's without the airspaces as well, though. So yeah, I'm just going to close that down. If I pull up, to be fair, I don't actually have the airspaces overlaid here. If I go to airspaces, oh, here we go. Yeah, yo, it does get. Yeah, you just have to do what you can, to be honest. You just have to do what you can. You just have to do what you can with the computer performance that you have, really. Do you use Navigraph sometimes? I do. I mean, actually, Navigraph has just had its recent update to inject VATSIM traffic, which is kind of cool. If I zoom in, I should be able to see myself on the map. If I bring in where it is, there it is. Is that how I turn it on? Yes. There you go. So there's me, Peter Mathis. There I am, cruising. Does it bring trails? Oh, it does. It brings in the trail into. Oh, that's cool. Actually, dudes. Yo, dudes, I might just keep this open, dudes. It has everything apparently. Look at that. What is that? Ground to 2,000 feet AGL. Oh, that's the tower. I think that's the tower control zone. Yeah. Anyway, let's just put that off to one side. I mean, I'm using a little nav map at the moment, so I'm not too. Actually, let's close it because it's just redundant. But yeah, it works, and it works really well. That's the good thing. So if you've got the subscription, there's probably not much actually that little nav map will give you over Navigraph. Actually, I will go back on myself. Let's open up Navigraph and see if they have VRPs. Let's see, do they have Littlehampton VRP? Do I have to turn that on? How would I turn that on? Layer edit mode. Show or hide VFR navigation map markers? What does that mean? Show or hide VFR navigation map layers. Oh, okay. So apparently there's a layer, which is doing nothing. So I need to learn that. I need to understand that a bit more. I probably need to play around with it a bit. But it looks promising. It looks very promising. And it looks like the performance is much better in that Navigraph UI than even little nav map. So actually, if there's a VFR map mode. Oh. It's laggy though, at least while it's in beta. There is a little. Let's try and pull up that VFR. Actually, yeah. Yes, actually, that's a good point. I was probably in IFR. Let's pull this up. Yes. 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 Oh, hello. Okay. That is involved. There's me. And let's see, where's Littlehampton? There's Littlehampton VRP. So if I right-clicked on that, what is that giving me? No, that's not giving me. Can I actually right-click and add that to a flight plan, though? I don't think so. It does actually... Oh, no, add to route. There you go. So, yeah, I could actually use Navigraph in a VFR. Look at that. Okay. You know what? Next time I do... Oh, it has VFR corridors. Yo, this is where it's at. This is where it's at, guys. It's got VFR corridors. Yeah, do I have a VFR corridor for? No, we've got Haywards Heath. Yo, this is where it's at. This is where it's at. Next. Oh, hello. Got some rain. This is definitely not VFR anymore. Hey, guys. Let's squawk 1200 then. That's definitely not. That's definitely not 11.4 nautical miles to. We need to go up on the trim slightly. Yeah, thanks for that, Marvin. That's great. A little bit off the radial, so let's just come back on there. Again, not flying with nav hold or anything. I'm just still flying heading hold, which I'm happy with. Technically, I shouldn't be at a non-thousands now that I am IFR, actually. The question is it IFR conditions at Shoreham? Let's go to my METAR. Let's go and look at my METARs. Is it clearing up down further south? Yeah, no, it's VFR. It's VFR at Brighton. Yeah. There's few at 3,000, broken at 4,100, but below that, it's fine. So, with a 7-knot wind at 260. So, I'm just going to stay as is, actually, at this altitude. Everything's fine, so temperatures, pressures, everything's good. Fuel is still good. Still got tons of fuel. This thing is just an absolute beast in terms of tank capacity. Yeah, sadly, there's just no ATC on a Saturday afternoon. Shame on you. Shame on you. Look at this. Just no ATC. The one evening. There's ATC everywhere else. But that's always the way of VATSIM, isn't it? I mean, look at all the places I don't want to fly, there's ATC, and the one place I choose to fly doesn't. Anyway, I'm looking forward to the Aerostar. Sad though it's been delayed. Sad it's been delayed. I would have preferred them to release it for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 as it was scheduled to this year, and then allow it to be ported over to 2024 like the Comanche is on day one, and that would have meant that they could immediately start working on the update as they're going to update the Comanche, rather than delay the whole thing. I would have personally wanted to see it released as they had stated, and the second airframe that they haven't disclosed about, because remember there's supposed to be 2 aircraft releasing at the same time from A2A Simulations. One of them we know is the Aerostar, the other we do not know yet. I would like to have seen those 2 still release this before the end of the year for MSFS 2020 on schedule, and then have them seamlessly port into 2024, and then in the new year bring out updates to bring them natively into 2024, rather than delay both the Aerostar and the Unknown to the new year to bring them out natively for 2024, and I'm hoping bring support for 2020 as well. It's just, I don't know, it's just like, guys, okay, we know we love A2A, but it's just been a long time. It's just been a long time, folks. We've just not had anything for years, and it's just, we love you, but it just getting a bit sad now. It's just been so long, and a whole simulator platform has been and gone, and we've only got 1 aircraft for it so far. But I've never been one to knock A2A. I'm always there to defend them because I think they're the best of the best. But being the best of the best means that you produce 1 aircraft for a new sim platform, and only 1. And it's pretty much the best in the industry for GA in its field. But at the same time, by the time you're bringing out a second, a whole new sim has arrived. So it's like, guys, your launch cadence needs to improve. Now you've got AccuSim 2.0 out the door. Let's increase that release cadence, please. Right, we're overhead Southampton. Yeah, that's true, but yeah. So we're gonna turn to heading hold. Oh, sorry, we were already on heading hold, and we want to go 105, which is east is 90. That's about there. And let's actually go 105 on the course. 106, 105. There we go. And, oh, hello. That's 105. It's because I didn't sync my, it's been so long since I synced up my heading indicator with my magnetic bearing. There's Southampton in all its glory. Beautiful. Beautiful with the sunset. Look at that colour. The Isle of Wight. Portsmouth. That's not... Sorry, that's Southampton. Portsmouth is... Where is Portsmouth? I'm sorry, I just had a blonde moment. I can't remember where Portsmouth is right now, but that's not important to me. What's important to me is getting on the ground. So, we still need to trim up. Which is a bit weird. Oh, hello. Oh, shoot. Why is my manifold pressure only 11 inches? Carb heat, thank you. That's why. I mean, I was having to trim up gradually the whole over the last 25-30 minutes and wondering why. It's only just occurred to me that I've gotten carb icing. Let's whack that back in again. Okay, so yeah, now we're trimming down. That was me not paying attention to my manifold pressure. But then the tone of the engine pretty much stays the same. Yeah. Again, that's A2A. Welcome. Right, let's get on that radial, actually. Let's just use the Southampton outbound radial, even though we're now VFR again. And let's go back to the VFR squawk, which is 7,000. Go down again, yeah. Yeah. Oh, I can see, actually, check this out, guys. On Volanta, you can see my speed trend. You can see from about there, actually, that is not long after I climbed up to 2,500 from Bath Racecourse, VRP. So as soon as I climbed up to 2,500, I began incurring icing, carb icing, and the speed trend gradually was decreasing till I finally realized what was going on at a ground speed of 111 knots. And now my ground speed is gained up again as I found my issue. So that's fun. So yeah. Oh. So, oh, there's a bit of a thingy there. We're going to probably go into sunset kind of territory here before too long. So it is going to basically turn into IFR. Actually, screw it. I'm going to go back to 1200 and call myself IFR at this point. Because, yeah. So we're going to go inbound to Littlehampton. So Littlehampton VRP from Southampton is about 31 nautical miles, and we're 8.4 nautical miles outbound. So up at 31 nautical miles, we know we're right overhead Littlehampton VRP, and then we will begin making Unicom calls to Shoreham ATC, or Shoreham Tower, watching the manifold pressure as well again. Yeah, I guess down at, yeah, we're about 5 degrees, 4-5 degrees ambient on the temperature at this altitude. So that stands to reason with the suction in the manifold. The low pressure in the manifold creates a situation where the moisture in the air that we're flying through right now turns immediately into water vapor, which then solidifies as ice inside the manifold due to that layer of low pressure as the air is being sucked into the manifold. There's an area of low pressure, and that low pressure can't sustain the same level of moisture in the air as water vapor. It has to come out of the air, and whatever it touches, it immediately becomes ice, and that's how you get icing in your carburetor. Which is why you need carb de-icing. We have a 172 on the ground at Goodwood. Who is that? Richard Schuneman. He's doing, it looks like he's doing touch and goes. Is he doing touch and goes at Goodwood? Yeah, he is. Looks like it. Touch and goes at Goodwood on VATSIM. What a good man. What a copper-bottomed gent. Won't be long now until we get to Littlehampton VRP. Yeah, not too long now, so. Oof. It's getting low vis, so let's get the landing lights on and start prepping for an approach. So the autopilot master on approach would go off, fuel pump would go on. Well, we'll get to that when we get to it. So manifold pressure still looking good. Let's actually cheat momentarily and go see. Yeah, manifold is clear at the moment. I thought so. It was just building. It must have been gradually building in cruise through that cold section, through that heavy cloud we went through. I have to be honest. I'm not. Maybe I just haven't hit the right day and the right weather conditions for this new app I've got to really manifest any amazing turbulent conditions. Real Turb Cat Areas Global for MSFS. I need to do some more research on that actually off stream, and figure that out. Okay, 16.5 nautical miles to go. Oh no, not to go. Sorry, we're about halfway to Littlehampton, which is just about there on the coast. And I know Goodwood is going to be here on my 11 o'clock somewhere. Or is it going to be overhead? Actually, I might go straight overhead Goodwood. And once we hit Littlehampton VRP, we can begin descending to, I believe it's 1,100 feet, which is the circuit height for Shoreham, because Shoreham is sat. No, sorry, it's not their aerodrome elevation that's the problem at Shoreham. It's the high promontory hills around Bristol, around Brighton, that is the problem, which is what makes the circuit higher. So we will sort that out when we get there. But yeah, beautiful flying in the A2A Simulations Comanche 250. Like I say, I just wish that they would release some more aircraft. I mean, the Aerostar is going to be amazing. It's going to be epic to have our first twin GA A2A Simulations aircraft ever. Is going to be really, really cool. We were waiting for a twin GA from A2A and P3D for years. That never came. I think they've been doing a lot of defense contracting, probably, is what's happening behind the scenes, while developing AccuSim 2.0. But I have to be honest, I am a little bit disappointed that they've delayed the Aerostar. Sorry, I didn't say the Aerostar before. I probably said something else. But I am sorry to hear that they've delayed the Aerostar. I think they should have kept that release date at least for 2020 and for this year. But it is what it is. I'll probably be drawing my pension by the time I see the A2A Simulations Constellation and Strata Cruiser come into Microsoft Flight Simulator 2028 or 9 or something. There's Goodwood over my left hand. No, I didn't see him on the ground. Maybe he logged off already. Did he? No, he's still on the ground. I didn't visually see him. Let's see if we can just see him quickly. No, I don't see him on the ground. That's strange. Anyway. Okay, we're not far away now from Littlehampton. 24 nautical miles. Yeah, what's our ground speeds? Ground speed's 154. For a GA aircraft, we are thundering along. We are genuinely thundering along for a GA aircraft. So, not heard anything on Unicom for quite a while. I wonder, though, if a lot of people on VATSIM are now using the CTAF frequencies around airports. But then there would still be calls on Unicom. I would have imagined. Let's see. Is it very? It's not terribly. Actually, to be fair, it's not terribly busy on VATSIM. It's so weird. Like a Saturday afternoon going into an evening, I would have expected them more going on, but I guess not. It's just a bit weird. Anyway, sad that there's not more GA and small aircraft. There's so many cool small aircraft that fly into small airports, like, you know, the Beechcraft, you know, twins, and the Turbine Dukes, and the Piper Senecas, and all those sorts of cool twin GA aircraft that, you know, the PC-12 and the little executive prop GA aircraft. I need to fly the PC-12 more, the turbine PC-12. Haven't flown it in a while, but again, there's just been so much to fly. I think the issue is in flight sim for us these days is that we just get an issue of saturation. There's just so many good add-ons to fly that you don't get enough time in a specific airframe. Right, so we are actually at... Let's go off for the autopilot and begin descent. Shoreham traffic. Golf Lima India Foxtrot Romeo is 2,500 feet overhead, Littlehampton VRP. Coming in for a full stop at Shoreham, beginning descent to 1,100 feet AGL, Shoreham traffic. That was a bit long-winded, but anyway. So, mixture rich, prop full forward. Let's get the fuel pump on, and let's look over those approach items. Fuel levels, let's check those. Good on both tanks. Fuel pressure. Fuel pressure is fine. Mixture is rich, prop is full forward, carb heat as required. Let's actually whack in a bit of carb heat, because I know with this low manifold setting, it potentially could build up the ice. Airspeed, gear, flaps, gump. Okay, no worries there. Let's go to the landing checklist. Okay, so coming down into Shoreham. I probably should have stayed up at 2,500. Now I'm down at 1,100. I should have stayed above so that I could do another overhead join, VFR, but now I'm down at 1,100. I've made that. I've made my bed. Let's lie in it. So, how am I going to do this? I'm going to do... Yeah, I'm going to still do an overhead join. At circuit altitude, I'm going to go over the 20 threshold. I think it's 20. Yeah. Let's have a look. Yeah, yeah, I'm going to go over the 20 threshold and then join the pattern on a left-hand downwind for 20. So, and again, that button on my joystick has ceased to work, and my throat is starting to die on me. But the clouds look beautiful, and I pretty much have the last dregs of the light today to call it VFR. So let's make this a stellar approach. So we'll do a visual approach and a visual landing for runway 20. The wind will be coming off our right hand side. It's currently 6 knot tailwind, so it's not terribly bad. So I will actually look forward to finding gusting conditions with this new little app I have for wind gusts. What's it called again? RealTurb. I'll enjoy looking for some actual gusting conditions with RealTurb in the future, and just to see how that feels, see if I actually notice a difference in the feel of that. So anyway, let's head direct for the 20 threshold. I've got a speed bird up at 21,000 feet. That's those strobes way up above me there. Interesting, yeah. It's just beautiful how the Microsoft Flight Simulator dynamically changes from day to night. Look, all the street lamps come on dynamically, and the clouds look beautiful, and the sunset, and the ambient light in this simulator is just so head and shoulders better than P3D ever was for lighting. The P3D lighting system I always used to complain about as just archaically bad. Whereas, you know, at dusk, VFR, you feel like you can still see everything as you would in real life. Your night vision, you know, is still working. You've got full situational awareness at dusk, which just looks great. Shoreham traffic, Golf Lima India Foxtrot Romeo is 1,100 feet, passing over threshold 20 for an overhead join, and joining the circuit at left downwind, runway 20, full stop, Shoreham traffic. That was probably a garbled mess. People were probably like, what on earth is he saying? He's having some sort of weird conversation with himself. That's not a standardized... Yeah, you see the red lights on the hill? I can see them. And that is the issue with this aerodrome. The circuit takes you quite close to those hills. Anyway, so we're pretty much overhead that threshold. Let's turn, so we're doing a right angle approach. And we would be joining the active. We're flying onto the active side now. Like so. So, but of course there's no traffic in the circuit, so we're not going to worry too much that we're doing an overhead join at the circuit altitude. Okay, let's call that, and let's turn left. Shoreham traffic, Golf Lima India Foxtrot Romeo is turning left downwind, runway 20, full stop, Shoreham traffic. Okay, let's turn the opposite to 20. And let's not descend below 1100, please. And there is our heading there, and there is the runway lights. You can see those red lights actually just there. Actually, now I'm feeling a bit of turbulence, a little bit of oh, why are my lights flickering? Why are my lights flickering? That does not fill me with... Let's get that carb temperature back in, just in case. Yeah, look, do you see that flicker? My gauge instrument lights are flickering on and off. That's not fun. Okay, it's getting quite dark now. Let's take a left... No, let's continue a little bit further. Let's go with a notch of flaps. I don't like that. I don't know why they're flickering. I've not seen that before, and when you're flying A2A, you know that doesn't mean a good thing. Okay, Shoreham traffic, Golf Lima India Foxtrot Romeo turning left base, runway 20, touch and go. Correction, full stop, Shoreham traffic. And again, let's maintain our altitude. And that is just about it. And as we turn final, we'll go gear down. Let's do that now. Let's actually preemptively gear down. Shoreham traffic, Golf Lima India Foxtrot Romeo is turning final, runway 20, full stop, Shoreham traffic. There we go. And so lights are on, fuel pump is on, Mixture is rich. Prop is full forward. And let's get the flaps in, and let's do ourselves... No, let's not do a touch and go, guys. It's 4:15 in the evening. I should probably call it here. Just after sundown, let's get all the flaps in. Let's just trim. And you've always got a bit of a steep approach here at Shoreham because of that circuit altitude. They hold you at 1100, and you do see those hills behind me just now that you have to be at 1100 to stay above those. So there's that. Okay, so let's just pull open. I want to pull open OBS just so I can see the Fly Live Studio overlay that gives me my touchdown rate. So just coming up, I can feel the right-hand crosswind. Everything is good. I've got that carb heat all the way in, I know, on final, which probably isn't good. Let's whack that back out on short final. Everything is configured, and it's just about putting it down on the ground. And yeah, this is always a bit of a tight approach over these trees and road. And let's go idle and flare. Ah, beautiful. 67 feet per minute descent rate, and that was a lot of fun. I'll take that. Okay, let's lean for ground operations, and let's just bring up. All right, that was good. Let's not turn off there. Let's go around to the. Let's turn off the fuel pump, and let's get ready for the strobes going off as we pass the threshold. Yeah, strange we've not heard any more communications on VATSIM on Unicom. I wonder if that's because of CTAF again. If any of you in chat know, let me feel free to comment. Shoreham traffic, Golf Lima India Foxtrot Romeo is vacating runway 20 and taxiing to the ramp via Alpha Shoreham traffic. Okay, over the threshold now. Let's get the strobe off, and yeah, that's what we've done, folks. That's been a really fun little flight. I enjoyed that. Cross country, VFR, and some of it IFR. Sadly, no ATC, but I think every now and then you just have to get on VATSIM and just have a cross country flight. There's no other way of saying it. And Exeter to Shoreham via Bristol, no, Cardiff, lol, is a fun little cross country. So thank you very much, guys, for joining and for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this evening. Feel free, please, leave any last comments for me to chat with you in the chat now, and I will read them before we sign off for the evening. And hope you all have a good weekend. Right, we'll take this right-hand turn in here. And this is the Shoreham I know and love. Oh, goodness me, I've been flying to this airport for so many years. There's a GA spot right there. I'll take that. Those two yellow squares on the ground is where your wheels should usually sit. So I'll just leave that about there. Okay, parking brake is on. Let's go. Avionics off. Avionics master is off. Autopilot master is off. Let's go off with the lights. Let's go. Throttle is idle. Let's go mixture idle. And we'll wait for the cylinders to stop firing before we turn off the ignition, turn off the rotating master, turn off the pitot heat, and finally turn off the master switch. Let's engage the control lock, and let's put on the chocks and other related things. Pitot cover, tie downs, wheel chocks. Let's put the engine heater in because it's November, and let's turn everything else off. Like so. Cabin heater, defroster. Just turn those off for lols. And there we go, folks. Thank you very much for watching. I'm just going to jump to an outside view. And thoroughly enjoyed that. Thoroughly enjoyed that. Look at that. We're pretty much on the money, on the markers there. And there's nothing better I could say about that flight, really, apart from the fact there was no ATC. Really enjoyed it. Beautiful visuals, as always, in 2020. And look forward to 2024 next week. And as soon as I can get the Comanche installed in 2024, and hopefully see if I can get some payware scenery installed in 2024, I will come at you with some sort of a live stream and related video content as that unfolds. Yeah, that's it from me, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and just making sure there's nothing else in chat that I've missed. That live stream is only 50 minutes long. That's not too bad. I feel like I've accomplished a lot in a relatively short space of time. So thank you very much, guys, for watching. Have a good weekend, and I will see you all later.